Now with the agenda and the man writing legislation, helping to set that agenda in the Senate is South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee. Senator, great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here. You heard Mike Johnson and what President Trump wants. Can you get it done?
I'm very worried. I'm very worried that if we don't put border first and get it done, it's going to be a nightmare for our national security. We've got millions of illegal immigrants that President Trump has promised to deport, and he should. Why are we doing mass deportation? Because we had mass illegal immigration. Laken Riley's murderer was released because there was no bed space to hold him, and he was paroled, and he raped and killed the girl. Right now we have 41,000 beds. Under the Trump plan, we're going to go to 150,000 beds. We're going to double the number of ICE agents to find people and kick them out. We're going to finish the wall and put technology on the border to shut it down. That cost $100 billion. I'm willing to offset the $100 billion with cuts in other places, but there's no way in hell Democrats are going to give us $100 billion for mass deportation. Every day we delay is a dangerous day for America. 3,000 Americans die from fentanyl poisoning every 2 weeks. I've never seen so many threats to our nation as I do now. It started with Afghanistan. ISIS is on the move. They're coming here. Last year we found 8 people from Tajikistan that were affiliated with ISIS. I wrote a letter to Schumer saying, let's have a hearing about ISIS-K in Afghanistan. He blew me off for an entire year. Now he wants a hearing about New Orleans. The threats to our nation are large. I want the tax cuts. They're $4.7 trillion. They will ruin the economy if they expire at the end of the year. I will try to be a team player here, but I want to tell the American people, from my point of view, the #1 job is to secure the nation for the federal government. Our border is broken. I wanted it fixed by February the 17th. To the tax cut wing of the party, I am with you, but if you hold border security hostage to get tax cuts, you're playing Russian roulette with our national security.
And isn't therein the point right there, Senator? Because if you don't get everything all in one bill, don't you lose some members? You just said it yourself. The Democrats are not going to vote for $100 billion for the border.
No
so isn't
way
that important
in hell.
that you link taxes with border and energy?
Well, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that as we negotiate tax cuts, there are tax-cutting people, and I'm one of them, that won't vote for border until they get all their taxes. I'm not a big fan of the SALT deduction. I live in South Carolina where we have low taxes. Why should people in South Carolina subsidize California and New York tax policy? You're going to have a hard time with me on that. What does President Trump want the most? To make us safe and prosperous. How many times did he talk about a broken immigration system on the campaign trail? For every time he talked about taxes, he talked about broken illegal immigration 10 times. I know where his heart is. This is a political problem. We have to do it all together because we have a political problem. We have a national security problem. I am hoping that Mike Johnson, who is the right man for the job, I am so glad he got to be Speaker. He's a wonderful man. I hope he can do this by May. But here's what I want America to understand. Every day that we don't deport a violent criminal is another day that we're exposed to their actions. Every day we don't shut down that border is another day for terrorists to come in. And every day we delay in combating the fentanyl problem, 3,000 Americans die every 2 weeks. So count me in for cutting taxes. But my purpose on this show today is to warn Americans that this broken border is a national security nightmare. Donald Trump has a plan to fix it. It costs $100 billion. If we can get him the money, that's all he needs to fix it for 4 years. Yeah. No Democrat is going to help us, folks. If you think they're going to help us, you shouldn't be allowed to drive.
Well, I understand all of that for sure, but can't some of these things that you're envisioning that will belong in this first reconciliation package, can't that be done by executive order? I mean, I'm being told that one of the first executive orders that President Trump is going to issue is to freeze all pending rulemaking. Freeze all pending, and then can't he get executive orders on permitting there and perhaps something else on energy?
Sure.
Why must it all be there in the first package?
Well, he needs money to hire ICE agents. You can't do that by executive order. We have a bill funding the government that expires March 16th. There's no new money available. We're operating under a continuing resolution. We need to increase military spending dramatically. We have the lowest amount being spent on the military in the last 80 years. We have 296 ships. The Chinese are going to have 440. Trump wants more ships. Well, you need money to do this, but we also need to cut the government. I'm promising you, as budget chairman, we're going to find hundreds of billions of dollars with Ron Johnson and others of wasteful spending.
Yeah.
So when we do the
coming up.
$100 billion for border security, we're going to offset it by cutting other parts of the government. We can do that. I will support whatever gets us over the line, but I am worried about delay when it comes to border security.
Senator,
Delay equals danger.
I'm going to get into that with Senator Ron Johnson. Real quick on these cabinet nominations. Look, Giorgia Meloni, Prime Minister of Italy, in Mar-a-Lago this weekend with President Trump. No doubt talking about the threats on the global stage. What are your thoughts here in terms of the terrorism element and getting President Trump's national security team in place? Do you have confidence that all of his cabinet nominees will be confirmed?
Yeah, I do, and I want to do them sooner rather than later. When President Trump left office, we had the most secure border in American history. The caliphate was destroyed, ISIS was destroyed, and Iran was in a box. We killed Soleimani, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard leader. The last 4 years have been a friggin' disaster. They rolled back every policy that worked on the border. They went back into the Iran nuclear agreement, giving out to hundreds of millions of dollars is used for terrorism. Yeah, the confirmations, do them now, do them quick. Get them all done in January, February. We need our team on the field. We need an FBI director. We need an attorney general. We need them all. Get it done. We got to get it done. We're under attack here. We're at war.
You're prepared to vote for all of Trump's nominees then?
I am ready to go. Bring them up. I'll vote. Let's get it done.
Senator, it's great to see you this morning. You make a lot of really important points. We're going to please come back soon. We want to talk more about that reconciliation package. Senator, great to see you.